Good morning, LinkedIn. Happy Tuesday to you all. Welcome to another live LinkedIn coaching for lean coaches. I am so stoked to be with you here. We are getting into the holiday season. There is some holiday cheer going on around here, and I am so excited to have with us today for this wild ride that will be live coaching. None of this is planned. This is not WWE, y'all. We have got the one, the only Adam Hoots. I'm excited.
Woo!
Hey, what is good, Adam?
What's up, Mr. Sam? How are you, sir?
I am doing well. So excited, dude, for this. Like I said, we don't have any plans. This has not been planned. We just are excited to be here and see what happens. So, uh, Adam, I know you just a little bit. We met the other day and got to know each other a little bit more. I know you are deep in the lean construction space. You are an author. You've done some podcasting. God, man. So let the peoples know here in 60 seconds who, what, why, Adam.
Ooh, great questions. Well, first off, I'm super happy to be here, so thank you. I'm a huge fan of lean coaches coaching lean coaches, right? All great people have coaches, period. That was the first thing I did when I opened up my lean coaching business was hired another lean coach. So I'm a huge fan. Thank you so much for doing this. I think it's really needed out there. So, I am Adam Hoots. I am a lean construction coach. I am also a professor at Clemson University. I'm also a master's and PhD student there. I am a product of construction, right? I'm a little rough around the edges sometimes. I can cuss sometimes. I'll probably offend you in the next 30 minutes. If so, I'm sorry. Um, but
Or
we
maybe
just yeah, maybe not, but probably not. I've watched some of these. Probably not. But it's just real, right? It's real talk. It's I call it out as you see it. It's like none of the bullshito. So I do have a podcast, The Lean Builder, Hoots on the Ground with no bullshito. And bullshito is the fake martial art, and I think there's a lot of fake lean that's happening in this world. And I'm here to just bust it up and just call it bullshito, say that's not how we do things, and keep it moving. So that's me, really. I'm started as a plumber, have had every seat in construction, and am well qualified to help coach project teams.
dude, I love it. It's so good, man. I love your heart, and I love that you own you, and that's what more people in our space could learn from you on that for sure. So I'm excited to see where this goes today, man. So let's just dive right in. I mean, no, we don't need to have any more pomp and circumstance. So what's on your mind today, man? What you got going on?
Well, I'll tell you, Sam, I've got a bunch of things I want to talk about, but the one that's like shining the most for me is like repurposing my lean coaching business almost. And so recently I had some health things go down. 2023 was a rough year for me
Mm,
until September, right? In September, on Labor Day, nonetheless, I received a kidney transplant from a 21-year-old out of state cadaver donor. So God bless him and his family. Saved my life, man. And ever since then, I've been thinking about my time and how from a lean coaching perspective, like I'm capped. One person can charge 365 days, 24 hours a day, and that's all the money you'll ever be able to make. And
right.
it got me thinking. I personally, like, after waking up from that, I can't work that hard anymore. Like, I can construction 16-hour days, 7, 8 days a week. Like, I just can't do those anymore. And so it really got me thinking, like, how do I change my avenue? How do I change what I'm doing? And I started looking like
Mm,
real deep, like inventory on what do I have? What have I been doing?
yeah. Yeah.
And the thing that stood out the most, and I actually got this a little bit from your last one, right? You're like, "Well, what do you do when it's like time is just gone? Boom, you experience the flow state. Like, what is the thing that you do when that
Mm,
happens?" And you said that in the last one, we were talking about the book, that practice book. And to me, that thing is, for 2 years, I have had a superintendent lean coffee once a month, again,
Yep.
for the past 2 years, and the
Yep.
people who show up to this are, like, fired up, excited about lean, like, and really fighting a battle on their own, because we have these lean superintendents across the country. They put them in a trailer on a job site, and the PM might come there every other week or once a month, and the PX might be there once a quarter, like, but other than that, it's the superintendent in the trailer getting the job done, right? Here's the drawings, here's the specs, here's what we want, go do it. And they go out and they're on their own, and they're coming up with these innovative methods to take care of people and to make people's lives easier on the job site. And so we've come together and we've been sharing those.
Mm.
We One of the old dogs who kept coming and coming and coming, Buddy Brumley, is also my co-author on the Old Dog Lean Thesaurus, right? And this is again where a lot of this came from. I had always had this
Mm.
like Old Dog Lean Thesaurus, because that's the hardest part in lean coaching from my perspective, is to walk into a trailer with a superintendent who's been building for 40 years, and they look at you like, I don't need that shit. I've been
Right.
successful for 40 years.
Right. Right.
Um,
Yep.
I just edited myself. I don't know if you caught that.
I did. I noticed that actually. I could see that. I could see.
I
And hey,
said
if
it.
you all out there are loving this, please drop us where you're coming in from and what's brought you here today. But I hear you, dude. You got this passion around supporting these people clearly, and there's challenges that come when you're like in that space. So tell me more about like what are you seeing as kind of the picture, the vision of what you want this group to be like down the road. It sounds like you're talking about capacity and yeah. So just can you say more about that? Yeah.
Absolutely. I guess the vision that I see, well, let's do this. The problem that I think we're answering is the knowledge gap that exists in construction, right?
Mm.
At a rate of 7 to 1, people are dying or retiring versus entering the trades.
Oh,
We are losing information at a rapid
wow.
pace, and we've got to do something about it. And everybody's been talking about it, but not many are doing about it. And so when I reflect on
Mm.
the last 2 years of these conversations, it's like that's exactly what we're doing, right? And we're bringing the old dog superintendents in, and somebody's coming in with a question or a situation or a scenario, and they're really just kind of massaging things until, and really doing like this coaching thing until the person self-discovers
Yep.
what the right next step is. And so
Yes.
I have seen that grown and be successful. One of the things I'm struggling with is charging people for this,
Mm. Come on
right?
now.
Because all the best things in lean are free, I think. Um, when we get this community together and I'm able to facilitate this group of leaders, really, really special things happen to the point where there is
Mm.
value being created. Um, and so my answer to this is like I feel guilty like charging people to come.
Mm.
I don't feel guilty if I charge people to come and then share or distribute that wealth with the people who are the value creators. Okay. So I think a lot of times, larger organizations typically will abuse those value creators and not reward those value.
Mm. Yeah.
For instance, there's a couple of conferences that I go to that often I'll have to write an abstract. I'll have to pay almost a grand plus travel to go and present at a conference. And that to me is
Yeah.
just silly when I'm bringing the content for everybody else to come and witness. And so, the plans grow, right? So I've got this plan. I've got right now I've got 2 products, right? One is these get-togethers, these real lean talks or real field talks. That's
Mm.
one product, right? The next product is like, how do you become a lean coach? And it's doing this. It's practicing your question skills, your intentional listening skills. It's
Yep.
everything that you're doing here. Like I feel that from you. And so
Mm,
um, I put together a training called Leadership via Transparency. And
mm,
that's what we do. We work on asking open-ended questions. We work on giving and receiving direct feedback. And we work on being transparent and vulnerable with our problems together as a group.
mm,
And so there's the two products. I know my audience. I know they need them. My problem that I'm coming for the coaching for is like, how do I go and find those people? Because they are like, they're not going to conferences. They're not even in the corporate office. They are on remote job sites, right? Hundreds of miles between them and the next corporate person or person that works for their company. So, how do I go out and find these people that need to be plugged into the old dog real talks?
mm. So, what is it that you're? I guess I want to come back to like, what is the picture? Because we want to in lean, we want to get a picture of where we want to be, right? And then you know, not match it up, but like compare it to where we're at, right? Because, and I say this because often, not that you would ever do this, but we often assume we know the solution or we know the problem before we've actually gone, okay, this is where I want to be, this is where I'm at.
Oh
You know,
yeah, I
like
do
seeing
that
again. And
all.
I'm not saying
I always.
you aren't or
Oh
aren't
no,
doing
you
that,
are.
but
Oh, you are.
I
I
just
do that.
I just want to just want to say, okay, what is it that what is the picture of what you want this community group, whatever you want to call it, to be? Like in your like that would be amazing if it looked like this.
Yeah, so I've got a few levels or layers to this plan. And so we've talked about the first one already.
Yep.
Um, so the first one is again those real talks, the lean community, and the leadership via transparency.
Okay.
The master plan. So the next level of that, which is what we're going to be working on through 2024, is establishing online learning videos and helping more old dogs write their book.
Got
I
it.
want I wanna get their lessons into a book, and maybe that's through the online learnings, that get compiled into a book, but again, both of those are great ways to reward those old dogs for their content, right?
Mm,
So Sam, you're an old dog superintendent. What are the 10 or 12 courses that you wanna put together to teach the young, new, incoming superintendent what you knew or what you know now so that they have that to build on. So that's that. Then the level 3 of the plan is like, okay, how do we start getting together biannually? Like first one internal, next one external to show
mm,
bring all the superintendents together.
yeah.
And then that develops into how do we turn these old dogs into coaches as well?
Mhm.
Even if they're still working for another construction company, right? Like, there's no reason that this can't benefit the old dog as they're riding off into retirement. This is essentially what I'm trying to do is the Japanese version of retirement, right? There's no concept over there. It's ikigai, and you're able to work as long as you can work. And when you're physically unable to work, you give back from a knowledge standpoint. And that's
Yeah,
exactly what I'm trying to organize. That is the vision.
dude. Loving the deeper vision and how you bring it to the purpose piece, right? That people can share long after their physical capabilities in this space for sure. And I'm seeing lots of folks here, Renee and Ruth and Justin and Sarah. Thanks for swinging in and being present. And please feel free to share if you have any thoughts or reflections here. In relation to where you want to be, Adam, with this big picture, which is beautiful. Uh, by the way, I love it, and you have such a heart for it. It just comes through. Um, what what would you say where you're at now in relation to those that picture of where you want to be?
Great question. I would say I am at the infancy. I would say there is a proof of concept done. Again, we've been doing the coffees for 2 years, and we've already wrote a book. Um, the online learning video isn't proof of concept yet, but I'm quite confident that I'll have that done in the next couple months. Um, so I think we're well prepared for 2024. 2025 is when I want to launch the online videos and release the first book. And so that's the work that's going to be happening during this year. That's the hard work we'll be putting in to make 2025 to be in a better position for 2025. So right now we're like entering level 1 of the plan.
So you would say, so where, what do you have in relation to where you want to be? Like what's the picture right now like specifically? Just so we can kind of see the lay of the land in terms of where your gaps are.
Yeah, I guess I'm not following the question well. Can you tell me the country of origin for that question?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you described where you want to be, right, in 2025, 2024.
Yep.
Right. Where you want to be like at the end. So I'm wondering right now, without the plan, where you like what sorts of things do you have going on in relation to it, just so you can like obviously our goal is to get you a little something that's going to bump you forward a little bit today and on, right? So we need to know where you're at in relation to that because, maybe folks out there and myself don't know what you have going on. Like you mentioned some of the groups and other things, but just want to get like really clear and specific with what exactly you have going on in relation to that.
Other things outside of that plan you're saying, or with regards to that plan?
Well, not the plan, but what's like actually if I was to watch what you have going on right now and go into the process or the what you have going on with this. What is going on right now on December 16th? Or no, we're on 16th. Damn. We're on the
Right?
19th. 2023, right? Where are you at right now with this stuff? What's going on?
Yeah, so, for instance, we have a lean coffee on Thursday morning, at 8 o'clock. So if any awesome superintendents are watching your show that wanna participate, would love to have them, right? First one free for sure. Um, and so that's gonna continue on. We just put together a board of directors for the Old Dog community. And
Cool.
that's the 10 people that have been there nonstop and continue to show up. All are huge fans of this plan. Um, I've recruited 3 superintendents for next year to do their online learning videos. Um, don't have the book picked out yet. The community is established. If you go to olddogleanthesaurus.com, you can go out there and join the community for free, um, right now. That probably will not remain, but, so if you wanna do something like that, by all means, hop in now and go. Those are kind of the things I think that are in place, intact, and being done currently.
So what is your what would you say is your biggest challenge or obstacle right now to getting to where you want to get to in say like a year?
Mhm. I think it's getting people in that funnel, right? It's like finding the people, that are gonna make the clicks to join the community. Um, people in construction, especially like my target, are so busy that their
Mhm.
phones are ringing all day, every day. They're the "I've worked 16 hours today" bragger. I'm going in on Saturdays, and
Yeah.
get them to, like, pause and say, "I don't need to work on like, in the project, I need to work on myself so that I can be better
Right.
in the project." And it's that pause and reflect. It's that stop what I'm doing so I can do it better we don't do that in construction for for a multitude of reasons, but
Yeah.
we just go and we drudge through the terrible conditions instead of like stopping and saying, "Hey, is
Yep.
what we're doing working? Oh, no, it's not. Mm, not,
Ah.
oh yeah, it sucks. Let's keep doing more of it." Like, what do we think? So it's just finding the people to make the clicks. I know once they get there, they're gonna be happy. They're gonna come back. They're gonna just continue to feed this community because again, it's what we need, right? When you go to any other lean conferences, it's not the project superintendents that are teaching. It's the executives and owners and project
Right.
managers. It's not the people in the field doing the work.
Yep. Man, well, this is what I wanted to get to is like what's the in kata terms we call it the threshold knowledge. What don't I know, right? What do I need to go figure out or try so that I can get overcome this, right? And that
Experience.
this is like the scary part, or can be. So if you're thinking, okay, you said I got to find the people, the clicks is what I heard you say. So what's one thing you can do to go figure out where the people are or move forward on this challenge you got?
I mean, I honestly, I think it's a grassroots effort, right? I think it's a, hey, this superintendent knows this superintendent, and you should probably like I has this problem. You should probably come to a coffee or come to a real talk.
Mm,
But that takes a lot of time to do that. Um, what else could I do? I mean, it's the classic like warm outreach, cold outreach, content creation,
yep.
and advertising. Really, like those are the kind of the four ways that you're going to be able to get business. Maybe it's referrals and affiliates and those kind of programs. But really, it's just kind of word of mouth, like just getting the message out there that hey, there is a community, and we are focused on making construction in the field better. And we're not a group of project managers and executives that are just going to try and put more shit on you.
Right.
Right?
What's one thing with what you just said? So you said some good stuff there. What's one thing you could go try? Like what's an experiment that you could do within your scope of control that could that you could learn from? Not like, oh, I've got to get XYZ. I have to. But what's something you can go and try that can help move you forward to close this knowledge threshold and help you move forward?
Well, yeah. So I've got a podcast, and this is something I've been brainstorming on, and I haven't quite connected how to do it. Uh,
Mm,
but I've got a podcast with 300 something subscribers, a bunch of downloads, and I
love
think
it.
um, like somehow getting that message out on that platform. Because I haven't said one word. Like I love this about lean coaching. It's like, yeah, dumbass, you haven't even said one word about this program on your own podcast that speaks to superintendents. Like, what are you doing? So there's one thing I can do. Like, hey, let's align the whole thing, right? Like, let's be strategic and intentional about who we're getting this message to, right? Like, yeah, that's genius. Thank you, Sam.
Well, what's the one specific thing you want to do? Like, because we could say, "Oh, hey, I'm going to mention it on there," and then it goes nowhere, right? We
No,
know
no,
these things. We have that. So, what specifically do you want to do
yeah.
with the podcast in this?
Can I give you an example?
By all means.
Are you on your job site lonely? Is it raining today and you got nothing to do? Why don't you join a real talk lean construction forum with a group of old dog lean builders who are here to make your life better, easier, and faster? Uh, join the old dog lean community. Yeah. So something like that, like in the middle of the podcast, right? Like, or hey, I'm interviewing a superintendent and they bring up a great question. Oh man, I'm going to drop that in our next old dog lean coffee, right? Like just any kind of seed or thing that kind of pops up and I have the ability to connect the two and again just be more intentional and strategic, that's what I'm going to do. On top of that, I'm going to put an ad together, right? Like I'm going to put a this podcast was brought to you by the Old Dog Lean community where you can become part of one, right? Like or something along those lines either probably at the start of or the end of or maybe right before the best part of the podcast.
So let's, because we got like 2.5, 3 minutes here. Want to make sure we're specific with this. So, um, what are the pieces that you're gonna do here so that when we talk later, you're like, oh, how did that go with that?
What are the pieces I'm
Well,
going to
what's the specific thing you're gonna do? You mentioned like three, four, five things. So I just want to make sure you
do?
drilled into like these are the things I'm going to specifically do
No,
or try.
we're going to create an ad for the old dog lean community. And yeah, I'm actually I'll probably reach out to a few of my friends who have podcasts as well and see if
Dope.
they can't also play that same ad for me. Um I mean, I've like Women Talk Construction, Learnings and Missteps, the Elevate Construction podcast,
Dude.
EBFD, like these,
Yep.
we're talking millions of people who are watching these.
So and we've got like 2 minutes. So Justin, just want to let you know, thank you for dropping in and sharing there, my dude. Appreciate you.
That's my guy right there.
No, love it, love it. What do you expect from this? What do you expect from doing this? What you just shared in 60
Well,
seconds.
I expect to get more clicks. I expect to get more people involved in the community. I also, man, you got my mind turning so well. I've got 20 old dogs who are just as passionate or more passionate about this as I am. Like, screw me making the ad. I'm gonna have one of them do an ad for me. Like, why would I want my own voice on my own podcast? Like, why don't I just bring in somebody else to like, yeah, this is getting better and better. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say one of the things we want to do is say how quickly can we go and see what you learned from this? We can say all these great things, but when are you gonna go and try this?
I like you. I love you, man. Phew. So sorry. Calendar is computing. Holidays are computing. By the end of the year, my
Okay.
first episode in the new year will have an ad, not
Okay.
by me, but by one of the old dogs.
Dude. Okay. See, this is the magic of this. We got 1 minute and we got to drop off. Want to say thanks to everybody who swung by and did this, was a part of the magic. Adam, thank you for sharing. I'm excited. Come the new year, you heard it from Adam. I heard it here. So we got it on tape. You're going to be hearing an ad for the old dog coffee group. I'm so excited to hear that, my dude. And just appreciate you for showing up, being you. Like you truly are one of the real lean peeps. I can't believe I just said that, bro. I can't believe I just said that. My kids would be rolling their eyes. So thank you so much for being here, uh, Adam. Appreciate you, my friend.
Of course, my son would have said, "You're doing too much, bro." That's what
I
he
know
said all the
that's what
time.
my kids would say too.
No, no, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing, and I applaud you for your efforts. And again, lean coaches need coaches too. We all need coaches.
Dude, join us on Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be here for some fun on lean marketing and sales. You're going to want to be here for that. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic Tuesday. We'll talk to you on Thursday.